For most of my life, I believed that if you worked hard, built a respected career, and supported your family, everything would eventually feel stable. And in many ways, that was true. But over time, I realized something many working professionals quietly experience. You can be successful on paper and still feel uncertain about the future. And that realization changed the way I started thinking about growth, skills, and long-term stability. Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Saud. I'm a university professor with a PhD in human resource management. I was born and raised in Quetta, Pakistan, and today my family and I live in Ontario, Canada. About 18 years ago, I left home with one goal: to create better opportunities for my family and support my parents back home. The path wasn't easy. While completing my master's and PhD in the UK, I worked multiple jobs to continue my education and meet my responsibilities. I worked in retail, restaurants, delivery, security, taxi, and for years my routine was simple: work, study, and repeat. And like many immigrants and professionals, I believed that once I built a strong career, life would automatically feel secure. And eventually, I did build that career. Later on, I moved to Canada, stepped into leadership roles, and from the outside, everything looked stable. But internally, I kept thinking about one important question: how do you stay adaptable in a world that keeps changing? And that question stayed with me. One evening, after a long workday, I came across a video from another professional talking about learning modern digital skills. Normally, I would have scrolled past it, but this time, I listened. And what stood out wasn't hype or unrealistic claims. It was the idea of learning new skills, expanding your thinking, and creating more options for your future, gradually, responsibly, and with clarity. And that moment opened a new chapter for me. Today I'm still learning, growing, and building step by step. But I can honestly say that I no longer think about career growth and long-term stability the same way I once did. For me, this journey became bigger than any single goal. It became about adaptability, mindset, and creating more choices for my family's future. Sometimes one new perspective can quietly shift the direction of your life. If you're a working professional who wants to learn modern digital skills and explore new ways of thinking about your career and future, I invite you for an information session. No promises and no guarantees. Just learning so you can decide what makes sense for you. Click the link below to get started.